Good morning, my HCG family. This is Ronnie from Ronnie's Bliss. Of course you know who I am because you clicked on the video. I don't know why I always introduce myself, but how are you this wonderful Wednesday morning? I am on my way to New York City today. I have a workshop at Columbia, New York, so this is different. It's not something I normally do. Well, once a month I go here, but I will be taking the train, a couple of trains, and today is the big tree ceremony, tree lighting in Rockefeller Center, so it's probably going to be crowded out here. I'm not going for that. I'm going to actually meet a friend for drinks, and then I'm coming home after that. So exciting. And speaking of drinks, first of all, let me just say I was down 1.4 pounds, I think, around 1.4 today. And I'm experimenting. As you guys know, I'm in P3, trying to stabilize, not trying to lose, but just trying to get it so that I'm within 2 pounds of my LDW, and to also see what kind of foods, what kind of things my body responds to well, and I have to tweak things because unfortunately I learned the hard way and I added more than one thing at a time. But I'm learning now, and I'm taking things away and, seeing how things work. Yesterday, I had a very stressful day yesterday. I don't know what it was. I know it's like a full moon. That had something to do with my mood, but so on the way home from work yesterday, I was just like down and out, and then I came home last night and had some bad news. With my teenage son, he's just, I don't know, he was the best kid growing up, I have to say. I love him dearly. He's still a good guy, but he just doesn't listen to me. If he listened, I think we would have half the problems that we have. Not even half, less than half. But he learns from, experience. So anyway, it was stressful, and when I stress, I realize, and I think I said this before, that I start cleaning. Like, I have to get my mind off of whatever it is, and I was like cleaning. My heat was off. My furnace had broke yesterday, and it was freezing. I have something going on with the sewage in the basement. Like, when they put my bathroom in the basement, they did like a half-ass job, and it's like this smell down there, and I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know. It was like everything that could go wrong yesterday was going wrong. I do have a house. I had a house built about 8 years ago, and I'm a single mother with 2 kids, and in a house, like a big house with no man there that is Mr. Fix-It. And my son, unfortunately, is not Mr. Fix-It or Mr. Clean-Up or anything like that. So I have to figure out everything. So sometimes it just wears on you. It just becomes a lot. And the short-term stress, I clean, and the long-term stress, I eat, I guess. But last night, I didn't eat. I wasn't hungry, and I listened to my hunger, and I didn't eat. But I did have a glass of wine. I had a bottle open from the day after Thanksgiving that Jerry had brought over, and it was there, and I was like, I need something to just calm my nerves. And it didn't affect me. So I'm guessing that, and I know if you guys have seen my vlogs, you know that on P2 when I had wine, one glass, I still lost. So now I see, like with the wine alone and not the sodium, that I still lose. So that's something I'm gonna watch. I'm not gonna overindulge, obviously, but if I want a glass, I'm gonna have a glass and I'll see what happens. Last night I had a glass and I went down 1.4. The thing I did different is for dinner, I wasn't really that hungry, like I said, so I had, actually my stomach did start, when I get stressed too, I get like my stomach bothers me. So my stomach started to bother me. So I had some cottage cheese, and that helped. That, you know, I probably had about 5 ounces of cottage cheese. And, you know, I had a sizable portion of ham at lunch on a salad. And for breakfast I had a protein shake, and I added my MCT oil to the protein shake. This morning I had a protein shake for breakfast, and I forgot my MCT oil. I can kick myself because I think that really does help. But I will include that, you know, for dinner. Like I said, I'm meeting a friend for drinks. I don't plan on having dinner out there. My workshop is pretty, you know, short. I do want to do some shopping, you know, go to some of the stores. My daughter, I don't know if I said this, but every year I do the 24 days of Christmas with my daughter, and she opens a gift a day starting December 1st. And there's a store in New York City. She loves One Direction, so now they have like this One Direction store that she can't wait to go to, and I'm going to bring her there after, you know, the holiday. We're going to take a trip to New York, and I'm going to bring her there, but I'm going to stop by there today and get her some things for the 24 days of Christmas, and she will be so excited to see anything One Direction. You know, it's cute when they're still, she just turned 12 last week, and it's cute when they're still like into that kind of stuff, when they're, you know, she's a young 12, not a young, she's a real 12-year-old. Like, she's not grown, you know, she's growing up. She's a developed little girl, but she's mentally her age, and she doesn't try to be, you know, any older than that, which I appreciate every minute, because I know how fast they grow, and she promises me she won't be like her brother when she grows up. Oh, and this too shall pass, I know. But like I said, he was the best kid. And for those of you who have like little boys and who are struggling, I had a cousin that her son was so bad when he was younger, and now he's like the best kid. And, you know, she warned me that this would be the case. Like, oh, you're going to have trouble when your kid gets older because you don't have any problems now. Well, I mean, he's still a sweet guy, has a great heart, and if he just figures out that mom knows best and he should listen to me always, I hope you know, it's not too late. Hopefully one day that will all happen and things will be back to how they were. I do believe that God doesn't give you any more than you can handle, so I am working through this, praying, and I just know everything's going to be good. So, I don't want to keep going on and on about my family dilemmas. I am hoping to have a good lunch out here in the city. I know they have a lot of different options. Again, I'm going to Columbia, which is uptown, so I don't know what's out there. I should have did a little more research about the food options, but we'll see. Have a great day, and I did get to watch some newbies yesterday, and I don't know if you guys are subscribed to me, but if you are, I'm just going to suggest, you know, I'm on P3 now, and you're going to be here one day, so just listen to what everybody is going through and take advice from those people who have experienced it. And don't be like my son. Learn from what you hear. You don't have to go through it to learn from it. Okay? I'm kind of like my son because I went through it. I was so excited to be on P3. I just ate too much, you know, my first couple days. And another mistake I made was getting off P2 right before a holiday, which is a sure cheat. You know, everybody's going to eat unless you're just so focused and disciplined. And I don't even know if that's the word, because I believe that I'm focused and disciplined, and I still ate on Thanksgiving, and I believe that helped. You know, I didn't gain a significant amount of weight. I mean, within the first 5 days of P3, and that includes Thanksgiving, I gained 5 pounds, and I have come down. You know, at least I've taken off 4 of those pounds. So it does come off if you get right back on. It can't be like a spiral effect and that you just keep going, because if you do that, you're going to sabotage yourself, and it's going to be harder. The longer you cheat, the longer you stay away from your P2 or P3 foods, the harder obviously it's going to get, especially in P2. Like if you don't have to cheat, you know, it's 30 days, you know, give or take a few, that you have to eat clean. I think for 30 days you can do it. The hormones, you know, this is all, and I said this before, resetting your hypothalamus gland. So you don't want to have sugar. You don't want to add anything that you're not supposed to add, because it's not going to work. You know, you're going to see a slower loss because you want to indulge in something, you know, that you're not supposed to have a protocol. It just doesn't work. Even the face creams and the lotions, I mean, that all contributes, and I can attest to that because I was using my regular face cream, and as soon as I switched over to oil-free, I started dropping, and everybody's like, what are you doing? Are you like doing correction days? And this is like toward the end. And I'm like, no. And I look back on what I was doing, and, you know, other than following the protocol, I was also not putting lotion on and stuff on my face. So when it really gets in your system, you got to stick to it. Okay, I really did not mean to go this long, and I don't even know if this is going to upload, but have a great day, and I will check in later. Bye.